Welcome back to Campaign of France episode 30. We're starting the day here harvesting the oats in the small field up the top. So we'll be using these for flour, and obviously we'll gather up the straw to bale, so that we've got it available for TMR and bedding for the cows and the sheep. Once I've done this small field, we're then going to move to do a small cultivating contract to mix things up a little bit, and then we'll return to harvesting the big oat field. Again, straw for bedding and TMR, and oats for flour. And then if we have time, we're going to get to cutting grass for the sheep. They need some food. So that is the initial plan. We'll see where we get to. You never know, another contract might pop up to mix it up. I don't want to do hay or silage baling in this month. Maybe we'll, if there's time, we'll prep these fields, do mulching, and if we'll have to look to see if they need liming or fertilising and cultivating. I don't think we'll get to the fertilising and cultivating, to be honest. So we may do liming, and we may do mulching. Right. I don't know why I've done it. It's just habit. I've got all the space in the world on this field. There was no need to do a headland. Just habit. It's a bit silly, really. So I'm going to crack on and do this field, and then I'll come back to you guys when this one's nearly done. See you soon. Hey guys, welcome back. We're just doing what inevitably is nearly always a tiny little row at the end of the field. Somehow it nearly always works out there's just a tiny little strip left over to do. So we've done this little field. We have nearly filled up the tank. So what I'm probably going to do, actually, because I think the trailer's half full, is I'm probably going to drive these oats down to the flour mill on the way to doing the cultivating contract, because it's not going to be full, but it'll be close to, so we may as well empty it so that good to put a whole load in when we start this big field. This little harvester is good for the small fields that are in the core map, but it does get a bit painful doing. Actually, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to, because I was about to say it's going to be a bit painful doing this big field. What we could do is we could get the helper starting off on it, because it was alright doing that little field, I didn't mind that. Right, if we get a helper on there. He can at least fill up the harvester once while we go and do the cultivating contract and empty these oats out at the mill. Will give us a head start on this for later on in the day. Right, let's pop round to the mill. We have to go in around the back and around. Right, let's bring up the production. and then we can process the oats. And there's only one option on the flours for oats, whereas with wheat you've got wheat 5 to 4, and then you've got white wheat 5 to 4 plus peak food. Right, now let's drop the cultivator, the harrow, and we can knock out this small contract on field 16. Down by the river, I'm already messing up the edges. It's not a good start, is it? Yes, we need to think about what we're going to do with the rest of the money we've got, the 296. Do we buy some more fields in the core part of the map? Or do we buy one block of land on the outside and then make some fields for next season? And then potentially what we'll have to think about doing is, if we're going to have more big fields, is getting some bigger equipment so it doesn't take forever doing those big fields. I don't think there's any implements we need to upgrade quickly. I mean, this is a 6 metre harrow, so it's disc harrow, so it's not tiny. This tractor's struggling on the slope with it, but the planters are small, to be fair, and our mulcher, that is small. Probably need to think about upgrading the mulcher. That probably is the next big thing. But for now, I'm going to get on with this, and then I'll come back to you when we're done. Actually, let's check to see if there's any other contracts other than baling. We don't want baling. Harvesting field 13 and fertilising 30. Well, our harvester's busy, so we're not going to do 13 until maybe the end of the day. And it was 30, wasn't it? Yeah, maybe we could do that one later. Yeah, why don't we sign up to doing that later? It's easy money, it's only a small amount, but accept contract. Right, so I'm going to get on with this, and I'll speak to you guys in a bit. Okay, welcome back guys. We've just finished the cultivating contract, so we can take the money for that. We'll do the fertilising in a little while. Now we need to take over from the helper and do the oats. Before I do that, I have just emptied one tank of oats out into the class. So that's done. Right, so I'm going to crack on here. I'm not going to get a lot of oats, I don't think. You know, if I've done one trailer, it's 9,000 litres, another one I'm going to get 9,000, another 9,000. I won't get a third full trailer, so I'm not actually going to get a lot of oats off this big field, even though it's showing high yield. Yeah, so I think I may do... Actually, yeah, let's get to the end of the row. Let's think about, if I go to production, the wheat flour is 5 to 4, oats is 15 to 9. I'll have to work out what's the best ratio, and maybe look at doing wheat on these fields as well as the small fields next year. But for now, I'm going to crack on with this. Right guys, welcome back. We are just finishing off the large oat field. As you can see, again, there's going to be an annoying little strip right on the edge, which we'll have to come back and do. I, as expected, emptied the trailer when it was full once, and now we're going to have, God, a few thousand litres to put in there, so we're not even going to get, probably won't even third fill that tiny trailer. But with all the flour from these oats, what we should be able to do now, at the moment we've only been baking cakes and the beignets on and off. I'm hoping now we can do cake and beignets, you know, more of the time. Again, that's impacted by the apples, and then we can make bread. So we should again get slightly more profit out of the oats by making the bread. And we haven't made any bread yet so far. So let's finish this field. I've already taken the ridgy track over to field 30, so we're good to do that tiny fertilising contract. That's probably going to take us 20 seconds. And then once that's done, we will need to set up for baling all the straw. So we'll have to get the class back and onto the baler, and then we'll have to get the wagon, the loading wagon, on the back of the ridgy track, so we can start collecting all the straw, which I think is going to be quite a time-consuming activity. I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot of straw out of this, because I certainly haven't had a lot of oats. Right, so let's just put this down here out of the way. Let's empty the oats. We can see how many oats we've got in the mill actually, and then we can okay. So we're now going to have 21,000 litres. Actually, the oats, you get more flour than you do the oats. So 15 to 19, whereas the others go 5 down to 4, 30 down to 23. Oats go 15 up to 19, which is probably why I decided to do the oats. So we should get quite a bit of 26,000 litres of flour. Right, let's go and quickly do this contract. I've got it on 36 metres, I hope that's wide enough. Yes, it is. More than enough, because it's going over into field 29, but that's because I'm on the edge. And job done. I hope the train doesn't come along. Okay, so I'm going to get the tractors back to the yard, get ourselves set up so we can start baling the straw. Oh, I'll tell you what we can do before we do that. Let's collect our money. There we are. So we've earned £1,000 on contracts today. Not going to do harvesting. We've already done 2 big fields of harvests. What we could do is check pH. Nitrogen is terrible. pH, we probably do need to lime, don't we? No, it's a little bit green. I'm going to leave the liming for this year, I think. When we go back up there I might check just to see if it says it's okay or if it's good. So I'm going to go back to the yard, I'll get set up, and then you guys can come back when we're doing the straw. Okay guys, we're finally finishing off collecting the straw on this field. It's taken quite a few wagons, a lot of to and fro in. I did reset the bale counter on the baler so we can see how many bales we've got when we finish off. And then we can get on and cut the grass so there's food for the sheep. So let's finish off here. I'm going to get a good portion of this wagon filled, 66%, okay. Right. You can see the tracks, can't you? I've been going backwards and forwards so much. And you can see where I've taken a shortcut across that grass field. Right. I did put most of the first wagon actually straight into the cow barn rather than bale it and then put it in there. I backed up and topped up the straw straight away, and you can see I've put one bale into the straw spreader as well. Right, let's excuse the tree. Let's get the straw in there. Yeah, so you can see there we've done 24 bales already. So I think we'll get 3, will we? No, we're not going to get 3, are we? 5, we're going to get 2.5 bales out of this last lot. Right. Okay, and actually that half will stay in the baler until we probably do maybe silage next month with the second grass field. I got to think about that. Right, let's get the last bale. Okay. Fantastic. So there's 26 bales. Plus what we put straight into the barn. Right. Where... I've got to try and back this up into the gap next to the other trailer. Oops. Right. There we go. Don't hit the other trailer. Sweet. Job done. Right, now we want to fold up here, so we turn off the baler, fully fold. And once that is done, fantastic. Do you realise I've just put the wagon away, but I'm going to need it to collect the grass. That was pretty silly. Right, let's put this tractor away. And right, now let's jump over to cut the grass. So we need to lower the windrow and turn that on. Lower the mower. and turn that on. And oh wow, looks like we're getting a higher yield than last time. We can get plenty of grass for the sheep. Okay, let the traffic past. Okay. So I'm going to get on and cut the grass in this field. That should give me more than enough for the loading wagon. If I recall in the past, we have had to just over, this field fills just over one wagon. And we're getting a higher yield than this time than we have in the past. So that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm going to get on with that, and then you guys will find out how much grass we get. Speak to you in a bit. Right guys, welcome back. Here we are collecting all the grass. Windrowing at the same time saves us a little bit of time. We've got some nice big windrows. I couldn't quite get around in one go there. So I'm hoping that once we've collected this, there's going to be some spare grass left on the field after we've filled the wagon the first time. We're then going to go empty it out of the sheep shed, as we've mentioned, and then I'm hoping there'll be enough space left in the wagon to come and get the last of the grass off the field. I don't really want to leave it on the field, and the alternative, I guess, is to make silage bales. But if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to cut the other grass field, which I was planning to do in the next episode, if I'm honest. So let's see how we do. Normally, what is going on? Oh, I had a spot there. There we go. %, 65. Oh, it's going to be close. Right, let's go and get the rest of the grass. And hope we can get it into the wagon. Then that gives me options for next episode. I can either use what's in the wagon to start off the silage bales next time, or I can not cut the grass and leave it another month. I can't decide exactly what to do. Turn on the wagon, lower the pickup. I'm tempted to get more sheep and then use up all the grass, but yeah, there we are, 78%, perfect. That will do me nicely. Right, so there's one more job I want to do once we've parked this up, and that is fertilise that grass field straight away. So let's put this loading wagon in front of the sheep. Okay, let's put the Saria Scout, not the Scout, the active thing on here, so that we can quickly fertilise the grass field, and I know it's done and I don't forget about it. And then all I need to remember to do next episode is mulch the straw, and then decide what we're going to do about the grass, and maybe we'll do some baling contracts. Actually, and then in September we will have to, I think 24 does this field, I might be wrong, let's hope. Yes, it does. Again, in September we will have to sow the wheat, so I would like to get that done before we have to do the sunflowers. But fold the crop sensor. I think that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to see you next time. Bye for now.